3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Dan here, Crypto Capital Ventures, September 24th, 2018. I don't like doing that intro. I just don't like doing that intro when we're live. I think that's the last time I'm ever going to do that. If you're a replay viewer, as always, you can just kind of see the timestamp in the comment below, and hopefully that will guide you right to the technical analysis aspect of this live stream, which really that's what this live stream is for, technical analysis. And also want to kind of integrate into the conversation just accumulating Bitcoin, accumulating Litecoin. When? How? Should you even? Those questions, because those questions are on everybody's minds. They're on my mind. ¿Dónde está la Sara? Sara is not here. I don't know how to say not here. Sara is not here. Tech Lords, what's up? Randy is in the house. David Bauer, how's it going? Dan Best, what's up, man? I love your name, Dan. I just love your name because first of all, it's Dan, and second of all, you have the best name. I'm just gonna give it like a minute or two just for some people to get in here before I start. I don't like starting right away. Mexican Charlie says, I thought you knew more Spanish. That is the most recent project that is underway, man. I need to learn Spanish. Kirk in Florida, what's up, Kirk? Welcome to the live stream. So, I guess, you know, while we're giving it a minute, is everybody out there accumulating right now? Or are you sitting on the edge of your seats, biting your fingernails, too scared to accumulate? Sergio BC says, red candle starting. What's up, Alberto? So, hey, we got David William, Brian from the UK. Que hora es por favor? Waiting on the sidelines. Mexican Charlie Lee. Mr. Trick says, buy it up. Conspiracy Couch, what's up, man? I haven't seen you in a while. He says, I think it's either going to 45 or 75, and 45 seems unlikely. 45. I would have to say 45 seems more likely to me. I'm not a bear. I'm just saying. Edit name, I sold my Litecoin at $62. Edit name, just sitting on the sidelines waiting. Dan Best, been saving for the bottom. Nelson says, looks like time to short and wait for rebound. I thought there would be more volume with Bitcoin today, says Josh Wallace. You know what? Let me close this window and then we'll get started. Okay. Let's do it. So first off, before I get into technical analysis, I posted this tweet like, I don't know what, a couple hours ago. I said, can we find a new word for adoption? I don't mean that contentiously, but crypto adoption never sounds right to me for some reason. So like, this is probably just a stupid personal thing. For some reason, like the word adoption just, I don't know. I get it's used in different aspects of the world, right? Not just adoption, but crypto adoption. I don't know why it bugs me. So I threw this out there. What do you like better, basically? Adoption or acceptance? And it's crazy how split it is right now. I like acceptance, right? I like acceptance better. Crypto acceptance. And 51%, it's 51% to 49% right now. Interesting. And then we got DRX Air Duct Cleaning throwing out a bunch of, I guess, synonyms? Noun, choosing, or take, yeah. And then we got other ideas like integration. Integration is better, says a couple people. Disruption in the tech startup world is so overplayed, it's so overused. But I see where you're coming from, Lily, Crypto Lily. And so there's the poll. So if you're on Twitter, go take that poll and vote for acceptance. Crypto acceptance, taking over crypto adoption. Do you guys like my Abra shirt? Ryan from Abra at the Litecoin Summit gave it to me. I gotta say, I really like Abra. I'm loving what they're doing. And also, I met Willie Wang, the VP of Engineering, Abra. Was just chatting with him for a little bit at the Litecoin Summit. One of the coolest dudes. One of the coolest guys. And, you know, VPs of engineering, they're not always the most like personable. And man, this guy was so cool. Everybody had nothing but good things to say about him. Everybody really enjoyed speaking with him. So, Willie Abra, thank you for being awesome. So anyway, that's my poll that I did. And then obviously we're going to jump into technical analysis here in a second, and really just for some things to talk about. This is a tweet that I had on September 21st, so 3 days ago. I said, I'm always accumulating, but right now specifically looking out for a 5% pullback to set new higher low on short term for Bitcoin and Litecoin. If it happens and we see some support, I'll accumulate heavier at those levels to prep for run to 7,000. Would look something like this. And you can see it's not perfect, but I put what it might look like, right? A 5% dip from those levels. So this was essentially at $6,700 Bitcoin 3 days ago, and I was looking for a pullback of around 5%. We've come down a little, but we're not in that little buy zone area of support that I was looking for. And we can look at it real quick on the chart before we get into some other things. And we'll take that $6,700 area that I tweeted about, right? And so when was that? 1, 2, 3. I think that was right here. It was probably like right at the end of the day here, around 6,700. So I was saying, hey, a 5% pullback could be nice for Bitcoin. Bottom of the wedge amongst other things. And we're not there. Man, why is my computer acting quite weird? So we're not there, but we've definitely come a little bit of a ways, right? We have a little bit of pullback, but we're not there yet in terms of this tweet that I tweeted. So that 5% pullback was right around 6,350. And right now on Bitcoin, you can see we are right here at, what are we at? 6,550 around. We're right around 6,530. So a couple $100 off. But that's like my short-term buy zone. And it's my short-term buy zone if we see some, look at this 4-hour candle, this red candle forming. So it's my short-term buy zone down here in that $6,300 to $6,400 area. If we come down to that area and see some support, right? Because the reason being is this: if we see some support and slow consolidation in that area, it's going to play nicely into this lower trend line that we have going on here that you see on the screen right now. It's going to play nicely into that. And so if we find support after this nice little healthy pullback, right, and we get a higher low in this area, 6,350 area, if we get a nice little higher low there, it's going to really prove strength for Bitcoin. And what I mean by that is because when we started seeing resistance here recently, right, and this is the 4-hour chart, by the way. When we started seeing resistance here, one of the things I was looking out for when we started to form heavier 4-hour red candles is something like this big dip that we had in Bitcoin. And this was like the beginning of September, right? And you can look at the daily chart and you can see exactly where that was. This was that previous lower high that we had in Bitcoin. And it just was very ugly. And we tanked, right? So for me, if we don't start seeing, big red candles like that, and we see some slow consolidation back down to the bottom of this trend line, for me, that's a safer accumulation area in terms of getting ready for that next possible run up to our target of resistance right there, which we've had for Bitcoin. And that target of resistance that we've talked about for the last few days, if not the last week or so, is like the $6,900 to $7,100 area. And really, everybody knows, I'm sure, that is the Fibonacci retracement that we're still tracking from that previous swing high to swing low. And there it is. So it's at 618 to 786 channel. So I'm still looking for a setup to make a run at that channel. I'm not very convinced it's going to happen at these levels that we're at right now. So I think we might see a little downturn still in the market, maybe tonight into tomorrow. And then hopefully what we get is support at the bottom of that trend line. So from where we are now, we can go back to the 4-hour chart. from where we are now to the bottom of that trend line, we are looking at like an additional drop of 2 to 3%. So an additional 2 to 3% in the market. And keep in mind, it's been a good little pullback. It's been a healthy little pullback from the 18th to where we are now of 5%. So if we do make it down to those areas for Bitcoin, that would be like a 7% pullback to form a new higher low on Bitcoin, and that could be a bullish. It could be a bullish sign. So look out for support right there in that 63.50 area. That's kind of what I'm looking at. If we do show support, this is kind of the first little touch on that accumulation topic that I wanted to have, which is that is where I will be slowly, accumulating a little bit more. I'm always like accumulating. Today I haven't been accumulating. I haven't bought any Bitcoin or anything today because I want to see if we approach this area down here. And if we approach it and see support, I will start entering into Bitcoin a little bit, right? And adding on to my long-term portfolio, which we're going to get to in a second. So that's really what I'm looking at on the short term for Bitcoin. Yesterday was a very in-depth technical analysis. If you missed it, you can go look in the replay from yesterday. But it was like we spent 30 to 40 minutes probably really breaking down where we are and different support and resistance areas. So this technical analysis is more of a short term, what to look out for tonight. So on the downside, what I'm personally looking out for going into tomorrow morning is to see if we approach that 63.50 area. And I'll put a line there for everybody to see. So that 63.50 area is that area support at the bottom of the trend line that I'm looking out for. And ironically enough, but not surprised, it's also, if you take it from this swing low to that swing high, you can see it's right in the middle of that Fibonacci channel, the 618 to the 786. So this could be just another step in this crazy tight consolidation for Bitcoin. Time will tell, but that's kind of short term my target for tonight on the downside. And then obviously if we break that support, we have other support areas that we are looking at, and we talked about yesterday, which is to say this previous higher low, and then obviously this very previous low that we wicked down here to like around $6,100, and then it just kind of gets a little bit iffy. Do we really have support anywhere under this wedge in this area? Not much. So if we break that area, then we're going to be talking about that $5,500 Bitcoin that we've talked about a lot over the last month or so. So on the upside, if we do get a bounce, obviously there's our target of resistance. Man, it would be so nice to break that area and break through it, break this previous lower high. For Litecoin, what does this look like? I mean, Litecoin right now, what you can see, sweet, we got Johnny Litecoin. First off, Johnny Litecoin in the house. I didn't even see that he was in here. I try and glance at the comments every once in a while. I didn't even see that he's in here. There he is. Yo, what's up, guys? We got a $9.95 Litecoin donation tip, whatever you want to call it. I love it. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Trying to make the interface a little bit better for that. I know people have been doing super chats. So I'm trying to implement and step away from super chats, and Johnny Litecoin just demonstrated that perfectly. What's up, Ryan, Jack, John? I appreciate that tip, man. Thank you, my friend. We gotta hit up lunch sometime soon. Now we got John Kim LTC official legend, John Kim in the house. What's up, dude? Haven't talked to you in a couple of days, man. How you been? I hope you're getting some rest. I pray that you're getting some rest, John. Please, for all of us. We got to catch up soon. I want to see how you're doing. John Moore says, tip with Litecoin, win with Litecoin, and of course, pay with Litecoin. I like that. JDD Perry, sup, just jumped in. What I miss. Just talking about areas of support for Bitcoin, where my first area of accumulation is right around 63.50. I might feel comfortable accumulating in that 63.50 area for Bitcoin. We'll see if we get there. That's really based on a tweet that I did the other day. And right now we're hopping over to Litecoin, talk about Litecoin a little bit, because I know a lot of you are into Litecoin. Litecoin's okay. I'm just kidding. I love Litecoin. So in terms of where we are in Litecoin, we have this obvious trend line, right? That I just put here earlier, just in context to what we're talking about right now. Because if you take the price range of where we are right now, measure it, and it's such a small distance, but you measure it right to the bottom here. We're right at around 5.5% on the downside, right? So Litecoin could see another 5.5% on the downside to that trend line. And it's always important to keep into context Bitcoin in terms of talking about Litecoin as well. And it's always nice when their technical analysis, support, and resistance area come into play nicely. So you see, if we take Bitcoin down 5% to where we are right now, you can see we're coming right up to that trend line also on Bitcoin, that Bitcoin has, that orange line right there. So it's nice to see that. Now, I would not be surprised at all if Litecoin not only approaches that, but breaks it a little bit, because Litecoin obviously a little bit more volatile than Bitcoin a lot of times in making its moves on the downside or upside. So, but for context, if we do go down 5% from where we are now, and we had this little high that we had the other day, 63, but say we approach this bottom trend line, right? And it happens, we go down another 5% from where we are right now. We have like a 13 to 14% pullback in Litecoin in the last 3 days, if that happens. So, before anybody panics, I just want to say that could be a nice little stepping stone, and it could be a healthy little pullback for Litecoin. So really, essentially what I'm saying is any pullback in the market right now might be actually a good thing for the markets before we actually get that breakout that everybody's looking for. So for Litecoin, that would look like a revisit back down to the bottom of the trend line, new higher low, and then coming up and testing this $63, $62 area. But you can see the consolidation is also strong on Litecoin right now, and this is on the daily chart. So the question is, if we approach that $62, $63 area again in the coming days, are we going to break it? And that's really the same question we have for Bitcoin right now. And we even have that long-term symmetrical triangle that we talked about yesterday. And you can see the consolidation there is getting very, very heavy. We have Tech Lords with a 770. Tech Lords with a 0.13 Litecoin donation. Thank you, Tech Lords. I appreciate that, man. I just love seeing that as opposed to the super chats. I have to say, I just love seeing that. I think I might officially just turn off the super chats in the next few days. So thanks, guys, for the super chat, for the super tips, the super Litecoin tips. So yes, all in all, consolidation's getting crazy in terms of Litecoin and Bitcoin. So Litecoin on the downside, if Bitcoin sees a 5% pullback as well, Litecoin, what that means is probably around a $55 test at the $55 area. So for accumulating, if we see support in that area and we don't just crash right through it, which could potentially happen if we have one of these that we had, back here. But if we actually see support, right, and a bounce, that's when I might start accumulating Litecoin again. And you know me, I'm always buying the dips, but that really applies to the short term and the long term. I could accumulate, and this is really what I want to talk about in this video. I can start seeing some support down here at $55 for Litecoin, and I can start feeling a little bit more comfortable in terms of accumulating in those areas, right? Because I might feel confident that we're going to approach 60 again soon. We might see some short-term gains, but also in the back of my head, like what I'm thinking is, I'm thinking if I accumulate in this area, even if it goes up and we approach that 62 and we test that $62, $63 resistance again, there's a strong possibility that we come back down and like we actually break through the bottom of this trend line and we break below where I just accumulated. I always have in the back of my mind that Litecoin is going lower. I always have in the back of my mind that Bitcoin is going lower. I'm never accumulating because I'm just so sold on the fact that Litecoin and Bitcoin are going up from now on. Like if I was doing that, I probably would never pull the trigger and accumulate. And that's why dollar cost averaging is always probably the best play, because you're not really investing based on We're at the bottom. I'm going to see some crazy gains now. You're investing because you have a whole nother mindset of the people that are here to get rich quick. Your mindset is this mindset. Your mindset is a zoomed out chart mindset. And this is, we did some quick technical analysis on the short term for Bitcoin and Litecoin. So the 63.50 area for Bitcoin, the $55 area for Litecoin in terms of what I'm looking for on the downside possibly to look for support. But now let's talk about accumulating. And even accumulating, what's up, Drew Blood 21? Even accumulating at levels that you might actually see get broken and we go lower. So if I accumulated at $55 Litecoin tomorrow and then next week we're actually testing $45 out of nowhere all of a sudden, am I okay with that? Would you be okay with that? That's like the ultimate question when accumulating. And nothing that I'm saying right now is financial advice. This is completely based off of my approach in the markets. So the key to it all is, and I know Drew Blood will like this, I know Tech Lords will like this, zooming out in the charts, Poseidon Lou, I know they're all about zooming out in the charts. And here it is. It's zoomed out on the charts. At the end of the day, in my mind, and this is why I'm always comfortable buying, at a $7,500 Bitcoin or $6,500 Bitcoin, or if we get there a $5,500 Bitcoin, this would be, those numbers I just named, that's what that area is. On the chart, that's what it looks like. I'm comfortable in those areas. I'm 100% comfortable in those areas because I'm long. This is the weekly chart. So over here is 2021, 2023. That's what I'm investing for. We are so early stage in this game right now that if you're always zoomed out, if you're always zoomed in on the daily chart, if you're always zoomed in on the 4-hour chart and you're like, oh my gosh, I just bought and we're down 5%. If you're always in that mindset and if you're always stressing out because all you want to see is a green portfolio, all you want to see is constantly seeing gains made in your portfolio, you're going to drive yourself crazy. And I know many people do drive themselves crazy. And those are the people that get wrapped up in selling the bottom and buying the top because it becomes way too emotional. But if you always keep this in the back of your mind, the zoomed out version of the chart, and you're actually always comfortable buying within a certain channel. If you look at it, you can even zoom out on a chart on the weekly chart for Bitcoin and be like, man, if I really put a broad search on what I'm comfortable accumulating for Bitcoin, what would it be? And create your own little thing where you're good with dollar cost averaging in, even if we're up 10, 20, 30% within that channel at any given time, just so that you're mentally prepared for the markets. So that's it. That's what I do. And a perfect example of this I think of is Apple. And I know I've talked about Apple before. I zoomed out on the chart in Apple before and compared it to Bitcoin. I got some hate for that because some people think you can't compare Apple to a cryptocurrency, but you really can because you're really not comparing markets. You're comparing people. The people that are investing in Apple are the same people that are investing in cryptocurrency, right? They're people, they're human beings with emotion, and their behaviors are very, very similar. So I compare it to Apple, and say we were doing technical analysis back in Apple back in 1993, right? And say we're right here in the charts. We could talk about accumulating then. And you can see how from those areas in Apple, we were down 68%. I'm not saying Bitcoin or Litecoin is going to go down another 68%, but what I'm trying to paint the picture of is the people that were long in Apple, the people that were invested in Apple's long-term vision in the early 90s. I think they're doing pretty well now, $231 Apple, and then we were looking at a $1 Apple, right? So it's all perspective. It's all about zooming out of the charts when you're investing. It's completely a conservative approach, in my opinion, as long as you're never spending more than you can afford to lose. That's the most important thing. Try not to get emotional in these markets and accumulate where you're comfortable. And the best way to do so, I think, this is my opinion, this isn't my financial advice, but the best way to do so is find on your zoomed out chart, if you're long on Bitcoin and Litecoin and any other cryptocurrency, if you're long and you truly believe in them, what's a channel that you're comfortable accumulating in, right? I think right now we have a tremendous opportunity at these levels. I don't think we're going to go much lower. I really don't. Right now we're at a $6,500 Bitcoin. I know a lot of people are saying there's no way Bitcoin is going to break $6,000. I don't agree with that. I think it's a huge possibility that could happen. But even if Bitcoin goes to $5,000, right? In the grand scheme of things, does it really matter? It doesn't. It really doesn't matter. $5,500 or let's say $5,000 would be a 22% on the downside from where we are in Bitcoin right now. First of all, that's nothing in cryptocurrency. Second of all, those prices at $5,000 would be amazingly awesome to accumulate at. And third of all, in the long term, it truly does not matter. It really doesn't. If you're not spending more than you can afford to lose, and cryptocurrency achieves success, right? And we get that cryptocurrency acceptance that we talked about from my tweet a little bit earlier. $5,000 Bitcoin versus $6,500 Bitcoin is literally nothing. Like that $1,500 margin is nothing. So that's kind of my thought on accumulating. Just don't spend more money for it to lose, and don't get emotional. That's it. It's very, very easy. Maleka, thanks for the super chats, $5 super chat. And you say, you should do a video on buying and selling dips. I'm sure there's money to be made there, not just hodling. I completely agree. And I just tweeted the other day, Digibyte is awesome for trading. I don't trade Bitcoin or Litecoin. I don't. I accumulate, I buy the dips, but I don't sell, I don't get rid of my Bitcoin or Litecoin. I buy the dips for accumulating. Tech Lords with a $10 super chat. No, Tech Lords with a 0.17 LTC donation. Tip. Tech Lords, you're the man. You're killing it. How, Tech Lords, is it easy to go to that website and do that? I need to get rid of the fiat option, but I just can't figure out exactly how. Tech Lords, I appreciate that, man. It looks so sweet on my screen when it comes up. I wish you knew. So, what was I saying? I completely lost my train of thought. Tech Lord says it's very easy. It's very easy to use that site. That's awesome. Good. So, yes, the difference between $6,500 Bitcoin and $5,000 Bitcoin is really nothing. The site for tip is tip.cryptocapitalventure.io. So yes, Maleka, thanks for the $2 super chat again. So Maleka saying it was basically asking for a trading video demonstrating trading and while buying the dips, right? So like I said, I tweeted the other day about Digibyte is great for trading. There are other cryptocurrencies that I like for trading. I don't do videos on them because, listen, I'll screw up. I'll get in a bad trade and I'll lose money, right? It happens to everybody. And I just feel like I would never want anybody, it'd be great for everybody to take part in my winning trades, but any trade that just didn't pan out, which happens, I'd hate if people followed my trades, right? And that's kind of why I stay clear of that. What I might do is I've been thinking about recording and videoing when I do make a trade, and then when I exit the trade, and then from there, after it's all done, whether I make money or lose money, I thought about doing videos that way, so that you can't actually follow my trade and do what I do, but you can maybe learn from what I was doing. But at the end of the day, the same way that I would trade any cryptocurrency or altcoin, is exactly the same thing that I utilize in my technical analysis videos, which is buying the dips, right? Always looking for pullbacks to that 618 to 786 Fibonacci. Always looking for very simple support and resistance areas. Like the way I do technical analysis is very simple. It's very easy to follow, and at the end of the day, anytime I do technical analysis, this is the chart. This weekly chart is what is the foundation to the whole thing, right? Because Bitcoin, in my opinion, follows itself historically very well. It really just does. So history does repeat itself, in my opinion. That's why 20-30% days, aren't a surprise to anybody anymore, because it's just like, this is welcome to cryptocurrency. Look at the swings in this market. Look at the swings in the uptrend of Bitcoin. Like, I was just looking at this the other day, because when we get to finally actually hang out on live streams, when you and I get to finally hang out on live streams and do live streams in a bull market, I couldn't even imagine doing live streams in this market. I can't even imagine how fun that would be. But because I entered here, this is my YouTube channel starting. That's when I entered YouTube, right there at the top. So, but imagine the bull market, and we're doing technical analysis and everybody's bullish, but like, we're having these, look at this pullback right here. 30% in like 3 days. 30% pullback. Like the end of the world probably to people in the markets, right? 30% pullback. We're gonna have some fun with that, but they happen all the time. I mean, it happened again, I'm sorry, that wasn't a few days, that was a few weeks. So same thing here. In a month, we have like 30+%, almost 40% pullback in a month. People probably calling Bitcoin's, reached the top, and it's not going any higher. Malika says, thank you for the super chat. Malika says, are you a fan of John McAfee and his predictions? I'm not, I don't really follow him closely. He's definitely a passionate guy, smart entrepreneur, but I really don't follow anything that he really says, his predictions. I think the general landscape of his thoughts, which is cryptocurrency is the future, and there was power in cryptocurrency. I agree with that, but I really don't, I don't really. Tech Lords obviously doesn't follow John McAfee. John Moore says, when I set up websites to process Litecoin, we have the payment settled directly into Abra. Makes it so easy for them to cash into USD, right? And John, you see my shirt, dude? I'm representing Abra, dude. I'm representing. Yeah, so I would love to have a bull market soon. I really would. It would just be fun. I mean, we've been through it, huh? But when we get that bull market, I don't know if it's going to be next week or next year. It's going to be fun. But if you just look at this, I mean, look at this chart. Back in that bear market before, right? Bear market before. Bear market now, right? But look at this sideways channel at the bottom. And it does look so familiar to that, doesn't it? So zoomed out, this little channel that we're in, really not a bad $8,000 down to stinking $5,500. Really not a bad channel to accumulate if you're long. If you want to be part of that next bull run, if it happens. There's no guarantee, but if you want to be part of that next bull run, I mean, that's my mindset. That's my mindset. That's where I'm at. I don't know how slow it's gonna take, but I think we'll get there. One way or another, it's going to come. The reason it won't come is basically failure of cryptocurrency. So those are my thoughts. Accumulate safely, accumulate wisely. Don't spend more than you can afford to lose. Real quick before I end the live stream, I want to go back to this poll and see. Let's see where we're at updated. We're at 50%. So I took this poll. If you didn't see this at the beginning, I said, can we change the word adoption and change it to acceptance? and 50% say keep it adoption, 50% say acceptance. So very interesting. Satoshi Squander. I gotta say that's an awesome screen name. Thank you for the super chat, the $1.99 super chat. I also like your picture, but you say end of year price prediction for Litecoin. You're killing me. We got Nick LTC in the house. What's up, Nick? Oh, I hate doing predictions, guys. End of year prediction. End of year prediction. How about this? Can I think about it and answer that tomorrow? I'll answer it tomorrow. Satoshi Squander. Maleka, have you decided at what price you would sell? I've decided at what price I will sell some, but that's for me to know and nobody else. Poseidon Lou hit the $9.99 super chat. Poseidon Lou, what's up, dude? I missed you. I missed you, dude. I missed you, Lou. Thanks for the super chat, man. Thank you, sir. We were just talking about how I'm probably going to be getting rid of super chat soon. Yeah, so I'll make that price prediction on Twitter tomorrow. And it's going to be a very light price prediction, and it will probably be posted later at night. Poseidon Lou, thanks for that. Thanks to everybody for the super chats. You guys are awesome. Jim Flanagan, over 250. Jim Flanagan with a price prediction, everybody, and a $5 super chat. He says $250 Litecoin price prediction, end of year. So I want to zoom out on the charts. And I just want to chart Jim Flanagan's price prediction for Litecoin. Thanks for the super chat, dude. All right. So, trend line, $250 Litecoin. There's December. Jim, you see this, man? There's a $250 Litecoin. There's Jim Flanagan's $250 price prediction. I wonder what John Kim's price prediction is. What's crazy is it's completely possible. It really is. It really is completely possible. But I need to look at the charts a little bit more to really make a prediction from where we are, because we only have 3 months left. So Jim says looks great. Does look nice. Hey, we'll see. I mean, we get another one of these. I will say this, my price prediction for the end of this year is not $250. My price prediction is not $250. It can be $100 tomorrow. Very true. Very true. Man, it's tough, isn't it? If we all just would know. If we all just knew. So everybody, if you're following me on Twitter, go take this poll and vote for acceptance, not adoption. I'm trying to change crypto adoption to crypto acceptance. So we're still at 50%. Mexican Charlie Lee says Dan's prediction is $90. All right. I think we're good to go on the live stream tonight, everybody. Appreciate each and every one of you hanging out. I know I've been doing a lot more live streams lately. They're simply just way easier for me. We got Nick LTC donating a 0.043 Litecoin. I missed what it said though. I missed his comment, unfortunately, and I don't know how to see that comment. That's something I need to work on. Nick LTC said, I keep catching the stream late. I'm sure it was a good one though. I hope it was good, man. We did some technical analysis. We talked about accumulating. For me, if we see some support at a $55 Litecoin, that's kind of where I might start accumulating a little bit more carefully. And then 63.50 for Bitcoin. So that's on the downside, short term. Obviously, if we break those levels, we all know our price targets that we talked about yesterday in yesterday's video, but time will tell. So thanks, Nick LTC, for that super Litecoin tip donation. You're the man. Amelian, what's up, man? Amelian. And I also saw another comment that said, does anybody know of any crypto channels that talk about how to use indicators? I've been thinking about doing like a video that kind of goes over each indicator. Every time I think about recording a video talking about indicators and how to use them, I for some reason think it's going to be boring to most people, so I don't do it. Nick LTC says, no more super chats, guys. Litecoin only. We're getting there, man. I'm slowly trying to just phase it in, and then the super chats will phase it out. So the chart guys, somebody said the chart guys. Do the chart guys really go into how to use the indicators and explaining them? Because I definitely like the chart guys. I think his name is Dan over there, right? They're really good. He's a good guy. He seems like a cool guy. Flanagan donated 0.087 Litecoin. Appreciate it, man. I'm thinking that's Jim Flanagan, right? Obviously. Jim Flanagan, thank you, dude. Thank you. Thank you. So, I got to get one of these going too soon. I'm gonna do it right now. I might need Sarah's help, but I'm gonna spin the wheel. I'm gonna spin the wheel of delight tonight. I'm just feeling froggy, so I'm just gonna leap. So the wheel of delight will be spun. I'm trying to figure out if I can get this up on my screen and see if Sarah will come in. The wheel of delight will be spun. OG Crusader, new subscriber. Thanks for the breakdown. Awesome, man. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate that. Do we have the wheel of delight on the screen? Oh, I don't think it's working. Guys, do you see it on the screen, or is there like a big delay? No, I see it. All right. I need Sarah to come pick a winner. I need to change my stupid picture on the middle of the wheel. I know. Let me go get Sarah. We're going to do this. Alessio Rastani is great. He is good. I agree with that. All right, the wheel of delight. I need to get like a button I can push that, and it's like, it announces the wheel of delight. Hold on one second. I have to go get Sarah so she can pick. Okay, Sarah can't come. So I have to be the picker. I have to be the one that picks. Sarah's in her PJs. This isn't gonna be as much fun without Sarah here though. Quinspiracy Couch says, "Whoa, this is new." So Josh wants a shirt. All right. Yep, Tech Lords called it. I was just gonna say that. So everybody type Litecoin if you want to, win something. Type Litecoin in the chat, and then I'm going to give it like 30 seconds, and then I'm going to just scroll through the screen and pick with my finger a winner, and then we'll spin the wheel. Uh-oh, the Litecoin comments are coming in, baby. It's so fun. The Litecoin comments are coming in. All right, I'm gonna give it like 15 more seconds. And I'm gonna really just scroll. I'm really gonna scroll on the screen and I'm gonna pick somebody. All right, here we go, baby. Here we go. Boom. Old school comp sci. Old school comp sci. I don't know if you can see that or not. No, you can't see it. Old school comp sci. Are you here? Old school comp sci. I gotta get confirmation that they're even still here. Nick LTC said closer. Yeah, I need a better way to, I definitely need a better way to picking the winners. There he is. Old school comp sci, you're the winner. So, cool. All right, so I'm gonna spin the wheel for first off, old school comp sci, what's your name? Tell us your name. All right, I'm gonna spin the wheel. Ready? Here we go, baby. The market's down, but we are not. We're having some fun. Where's the spinner? Here we go, spin wheel. All right, 3, 2, 1. T-shirt. Old school comp sci gets a t-shirt. Did he ever give us? His name's Eddie. What a good name. One of my best buds' name is Eddie. All right, so you got a t-shirt. So you have to email me. You're gonna have to email me. So let me know the subject line of the email that you send, if you could. That would be helpful. What's up, the Orthocone? What's up, Good Vibes ASMR? I know you're getting a kick out of these little... You gotta keep it fun, man. We gotta have some fun with the markets, right? Old school comp sci. Will that be will that be your subject line? Awesome. You can send it to questions@cryptocapitalventure.com so that we can get you a shirt. Maybe I'll get you Drew Blood's shirt. I forget exactly what it says, but it's on point. It's a good shirt. Yeah, agreed. So Nick LTC says, winners should get a Twitter shout out too. I love that idea. Are you on Twitter, old school comp sci? Good night, GA Crypto. Thank you for watching, man. I appreciate it. Rex asks what shoes that did Lou, the shoes that Poseidon Lou gave me, what were they called? They're the Adidas 3D printed shoes. I'm not exactly sure I don't know what they're exactly called. You have to, if Drew Blood is here or Poseidon Lou, they could tell you. David S says, Dan, how much time do you spend on Twitter? I don't spend too much time. I'll go on, I'll tweet, I'll kind of scroll through my feed real quick and see what everybody's saying, and then I'll hop back off. They're called Futurecraft. David S. That's how much I spend on Twitter. And then Rex, they're called Futurecraft 4D. All right. So old school comp sci, I will look out for your email, and then in the meantime, that's the live stream for tonight. I appreciate everybody for cruising by. I guess we'll see what happens. You can see right now, I guess if you go to, you can see this 4-hour candle right now, Bitcoin kind of looking ugly. So let's see what happens if we approach this little buy area down here, 63.50. Very curious to see. Very curious to see if we hold support there. So something to look out for tonight as we go into this evening. And appreciate all of you for just hanging out with me, and appreciate you for watching. If you could, before I get off, I just want to say, old school ComSci, what state do you live in, so that when you email me, I know that the address you're giving me is. Can you tell me that on this stream real quick? Good Vibes ASMR says Sarah needs some Litecoin pajamas for next time. I went out to get her and she's in her pajamas. I'm like, okay, you're not going on a live stream looking like that. Nope. Thanks, Tech Lords. Thanks, Poseidon Lou and Drew Blood. Appreciate all you guys. All right, I think ComSci might have left. So just sent you an email. Okay, cool. I'm just making sure I got the email. All right, I got it. Awesome. Cool, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate all of you. Again, thank you. I know this was kind of a long, drawn-out ending to this live stream, but thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I hope you guys have a good night, and as always, I will definitely see you in the next video. Have a great night, and God bless.